What up? So Deontay Bronze Bomber Wilder went ahead and scored a vicious first round knockout over Dominique Breazeale yesterday night on Showtime. And what a thunderous knockout that was by the Bronze Bomber, Deontay Wilder, who goes on to retain his WBC Heavyweight Championship of the World. And with this knockout, he's now 41 victories and 0 with one draw, the one that came against Tyson Fury last year. And this is his 40th knockout now. Deontay Wilder has won all of his 41 fights by knockout. Well, besides one, of course, which he went ahead and reversed it, which was against Breazeale when he too knocked him out in the first round. So Deontay Wilder scored a vicious first round knockout in this fight against Dominique Breazeale. Dominique Breazeale was out. The referee gave him a chance. He was counting, doing the 10 count. However, Breazeale was still on his knees by the time the referee counted to 10. So automatically, this was scored a knockout in favor of the fighter, the heavyweight champion from Alabama. And now, this was a very, very exciting fight for while it lasted, of course, because anytime you're going to you tune in to watch Wilder, you come into it with the expectation that there's going to be fireworks, that there's going to be a knockout, and that's exactly what we got. And honestly, I didn't think it would come that quickly. I thought that Breazeale would put up much more resistance. I thought it was going to go at least into the halfway rounds. I did prior to this definitely favor Wilder to win. Wilder, although he's not the most polished boxer out there, especially when you consider his counterparts Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua, Deontay Wilder is not polished. He doesn't have, the beauty of a technical boxer. What he does have, however, makes up for that in the sense that he's got raw power. That's what Deontay Wilder brings to the table. He brings raw power. So anytime, even though he's swinging and people can joke around about him having these windmill punches that are just so wide and sloppy, whenever one of those windmill punches connects, 9 times out of 10, you're going to get knocked out. And that's exactly what happens. And you have to assume that this brings a bit of an intimidation factor to anyone who steps in the ring with Deontay Wilder. The way you beat Deontay Wilder is just to avoid those power shots like Tyson Fury was doing. But even him, who was boxing beautifully throughout the entire fight, was clipped twice by Deontay Wilder. And in the 12th round, that second knockdown, he almost didn't make it back to his feet. That just comes to show that, yes, Deontay Wilder is not a polished boxer. He's not the most amazing fighter to look at if you're that fan that enjoys the sweet science. But what he does have is just raw power that can really knock out anyone who steps into that ring. And that's what makes him that wild card when you think about potential matchups against the other best in the division, such as Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua, that yes, you could say and him and Tyson Fury already met once. And against Anthony Joshua, you could also expect a little bit about this of the same, that Joshua will, of course, be the better boxer in that ring. But when it comes down to heavyweights, when it comes down to Bronze Bomber, he's got power that once it connects, he has the ability to knock anyone out. And that's what makes Deontay Wilder fun to watch. And now our sights are set on future opponents, future matches. And the fights we want to see, of course, are fights against the rematch against Tyson Fury, and the much anticipated fight between Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua, who holds the other 3 major belts in the heavyweight division. Dominique Breazeale, for his part, again, he didn't pose much resistance. He really didn't do much in the fight. He really, I guess because Deontay Wilder started connecting with some heavy shots. And usually when a fighter like Breazeale starts shaking his head saying that it didn't affect him, that he didn't feel those punches, quote unquote. But usually that means that they do feel those punches. We've seen it before when fighters land cleanly and land hard shots against another fighter. The other fighter may smile, they may shake their head to let the other person know, hey, you didn't affect me, I didn't feel that. But in reality, they did feel that punch. Otherwise, they wouldn't be acknowledging it with something like a smile or a shaking of the head. And Breazeale, I think once he started feeling Deontay's power, he started to back away. He started to know that he was in there with a big power puncher, and that it probably wasn't the wisest thing to go in there and try to stay in the pocket with him. But again, you know, it's hard to even run away from Wilder because he's coming at you. He's pretty athletic for his size. He's 6'7". Usually comes in pretty light for a heavyweight at about 215 pounds or so. For this fight in particular, he came in at 223.25 pounds. So he was a little bit heavier than he was for his Tyson Fury fight, in which he came in at 212.5 pounds. So a little bit heavier, but still, Dominique Breazeale wasn't able to contain the power. He wasn't able to hold back the power, and that's what led to his imminent demise. And now, what's next? Of course, Breazeale now takes a step back in his career, and Deontay Wilder, I'm kind of glad that Jim Gray with Showtime told him that when Deontay Wilder said, you know what, we're discussing those fights, they're all potential fights with Anthony Joshua, Tyson Fury, and Jim Gray pressed him on that issue, and he said, you know what, fans want to see these fights. Fans want to see fights like Muhammad Ali when he fought George Foreman, when he fought Frazier. You know, we fans want to see the best versus the best. And so hopefully we get to see those fights, and I'm glad that Jim Gray pointed that out and really pressed Deontay Wilder on that question. So hopefully we get those fights. We wouldn't want any of these top guys to suffer defeat before they actually meet, which I think would take away some of the luster of these fights. In my opinion, they're already super fights. I mean, imagine having Anthony Joshua across the ring from Deontay Wilder. I think it's been marinated. I think it's ready. I think it's ripe for the picking. And so hopefully we get to see it, and I'm sure it'll be a big money fight. They could, you know, squeeze out a rematch between between all these three fighters. They could squeeze out trilogies between these three guys and make buttloads of money, and at the same time, us fans would definitely win getting these much anticipated fights. So let me know, guys, what do you think about Dominique Breazeale's knockout defeat at the hands of the Bronze Bomber, Deontay Wilder? Let me know, of course, who do you want to see Deontay Wilder face next? Do you want to see the rematch with Tyson Fury first, or would you much rather see him go up against Anthony Joshua? Let me know, guys. Subscribe to this channel if you enjoyed this video. Hit the bell icon. Follow us on Instagram at Torres Boxing and the website at torresboxing.com. Till next time, I'm out. God bless you, and have a great rest of your day.